There's something strangely powerful about the people who walk away without making a scene. The ones who smile and let go, even when their hearts have every reason to hold on. These people don't shout their pain. They don't beg for closure. They don't chase what tries to leave. And somehow they win. Not because they stopped caring, but because they stopped depending. That's the secret we often overlook. Detachment is not the absence of emotion. It's the refusal to be controlled by it. Why do we keep giving people the power to destroy our peace? Why do we hold on so tightly to things that are slowly breaking us? Why do we think walking away is weakness, when in reality, it's often the strongest move we'll ever make? Think about a candle burning in a dark room. It gives light, warmth, even a sense of calm. But if you cup your hands around it too tightly, trying to protect it, trying to hold it closer, you'll only suffocate the flame. Emotional attachment works the same way. The more we grip, the faster we lose what we hope to keep. Welcome to Book Boost, where we break down timeless wisdom to help you grow stronger, think deeper, and live freer. If you're tired of being ruled by your emotions and ready to claim control over your own mind, stay with us. This video will give you what you're quietly searching for: clarity, freedom, and real inner power. So take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Book Boost, and share it with someone who needs strength today. Please drop down your one thought on believe in yourself in the comments. We read every one of them, and your words might be the reason someone doesn't give up today. Emotional detachment doesn't mean being cold. It means choosing peace over chaos. It means feeling everything and still acting with purpose. It's about separating your emotions from your identity. You can feel pain without becoming it. You can love without losing yourself. You can care deeply and still walk away when your peace is on the line. The Stoics believed that nothing external could truly harm us, only our responses can. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Detachment is this realization in motion. It's not apathy. It's clarity. It's the ability to see what's happening, accept it, and remain unshaken. Stay with us. You're about to learn how to live above your emotions, not beneath them. Why attachment is a silent tyrant in disguise. People believe that love means holding on, that caring means worrying, that being close to someone means depending on them. But the truth is, what most call love is often just fear wearing a mask. Fear of being alone, fear of being forgotten, fear of not being enough. We attach ourselves to others not always out of pure affection, but because deep inside, we are afraid. And that fear becomes our master. Emotional attachment is rarely loud. It doesn't shout or demand attention like pain does. It operates in silence. It makes us check our phones over and over, hoping for a message. It makes us tolerate behavior we know we don't deserve, just to keep someone close. It makes us feel smaller, weaker, and less certain of who we are without the other person. And slowly, it convinces us that we cannot stand on our own, that we are incomplete without someone else to hold us together. But here's the truth. The moment we need someone in order to feel whole, we've handed them power over our happiness. That is not love. That is slavery. And no soul was ever born to serve another in that way. The Stoics knew this long before us. Epictetus, a man born a slave, said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." And what lies beyond our control more than other people's emotions, choices, and presence in our lives? When we attach our peace to something that changes, we give away our power to something that's never stable. Look around in your own life. Think about the people you've been close to. How many of those relationships were built on true freedom? And how many were built on hidden fear? How many times have you stayed, not because it was healthy, but because the idea of being alone terrified you? That's not love. That's dependency, and it's a quiet prison. The worst part is that emotional dependency doesn't always feel painful at first. It can feel exciting, intense, even beautiful. But that's how it tricks you. It makes you believe that life is brighter when someone else is near, until the day they aren't. And suddenly, the light fades, not because your worth changed, but because you let someone else hold the switch. Attachment makes your emotions rise and fall based on another person's mood. When they're kind, you feel good. When they're distant, you feel empty. When they ignore you, you question yourself. This is not a healthy connection. It's a dangerous pattern. It means your peace is not yours. It belongs to someone else. You must reclaim it. We're taught to seek closeness. But not all closeness is good. There is a kind that strengthens, and there is a kind that weakens. If someone brings you comfort but also chaos, if they inspire your dreams but disturb your sleep, if they make you smile while making you question your worth, then you are not in love. You are in emotional debt. And every day you stay, you keep paying a price. The Stoics practiced a kind of love that wasn't desperate. It was calm. It was present, but not clinging. Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free." To love bravely is to say, "I care for you, but I do not need you. I enjoy your company, but I am whole without it. I will walk beside you, but I will not lose myself to keep you from leaving." Emotional detachment is not about building walls. It's about having clear boundaries. It's not about pushing people away. It's about refusing to chase anyone who runs. It's about giving freely, but never at the cost of your soul. You can love deeply and still let go. You can feel sorrow and still move on. You can miss someone and still choose yourself. Most of us don't realize how much we've been shaped by our emotional cravings. We confuse silence with rejection. We see space as abandonment. We take people's distance as proof that we're unlovable. But not everything is about us. People leave for their own reasons. They act out their own stories. The more we internalize their behavior, the more trapped we become. The Stoic path teaches us to master ourselves first, not others. If someone leaves, let them. If someone grows cold, don't try to warm them with your fire. If someone stops showing up, stop waiting. Your peace must not depend on their return. It must come from within. That is where the real power lies. It's strange how we romanticize suffering. We say, "I can't live without you," as if it's beautiful. We say, "I'll wait forever," as if it's noble. But that's not strength. That's self-neglect. That's forgetting the most important relationship you'll ever have, the one with your own mind. Start noticing how often your joy depends on someone else. Start noticing how often you replay conversations in your head, hoping to find some meaning or hidden promise. Start noticing how often your thoughts are tied to someone else's actions. These are the signs. These are the chains. And you must break them. You are not here to beg for attention. You are not here to shrink to fit inside someone else's limited love. You are not here to be chosen. You are here to choose. Choose to be steady. Choose to be calm. Choose to walk away when staying means breaking yourself. And do not fear solitude. It is not punishment. It is a return to clarity, to control, to the deep strength that lives inside you. The Stoics didn't avoid people. They just never let anyone own their peace. And neither should we. Let this be a new standard. Let this be the day you stop tying your worth to the warmth of someone else. If they care, they'll show up. If they don't, let them go. What matters is that you remain steady, that you become your own anchor, that you rise quietly, firmly, completely on your own. Emotional detachment is not the absence of love. It is the presence of strength. It is the ability to give your heart without handing over your backbone, to feel everything and still choose peace. Now we move forward, not as people begging to be loved, but as souls finally free from silent tyranny. Training the inner fortress, emotional independence as a daily discipline. Every day, the world will hand us 1,000 reasons to react. A careless word from someone we love. A promise broken. An unanswered message. The silent treatment. Praise that lifts us too high, or criticism that throws us too low. But if we respond to every emotion the world throws at us, we become like a feather in the wind, always moving, never grounded. That is not strength. That is dependence. And dependence makes us weak. To build emotional independence, we must start with a single truth. Not every feeling deserves a response. This is not easy. Our minds have been trained to chase comfort, to seek validation, and to run from discomfort. We look to others to feel important. We wait for their approval to feel worthy. And when they fail us, as all humans eventually do, we fall apart. Not because they were cruel, but because we placed our emotional balance in their hands. This is where the daily training begins. The Stoics taught us that strength is not built in moments of comfort, but in discomfort. Not when things are calm, but when the storm is loud. Every time we want to reply in anger, and we don't, we grow stronger. Every time we feel the urge to seek attention, and we choose silence instead, we build self-respect. Every time we feel rejected, and still choose to stand tall, we take back power. Think of your emotions like waves in the sea. They will rise. They will crash. But if you try to fight every wave, you'll drown. The wise one learns to float, to watch the waves come and go, to understand that emotions are temporary. They are guests, not masters. The moment you learn to watch your anger, your sadness, your fear, instead of being dragged by them, you begin to build your inner fortress. That fortress is not made of stone. It is made of daily choices. The decision to breathe before reacting. The courage to stay calm when chaos is calling your name. The strength to walk away from people who manipulate your emotions. The discipline to speak less when your pride wants to shout. These are not grand, heroic acts. But done daily, they become unbreakable armor. Let's speak clearly now. Emotional independence does not mean isolation. It means we don't collapse when someone walks away. It means we don't depend on compliments to feel valued. It means we don't chase closure from people who gave us confusion. We learn to give ourselves peace, rather than borrow it from others. We learn to calm our minds, rather than expect someone else to do it for us. No one can train this for us. No one can go inside our mind and clean the clutter. That's our job. That's the discipline. It is silent work. No one will clap when you choose not to react. No one will notice when you stay calm under pressure. But deep inside, something powerful is happening. You're building a self that doesn't fall apart when life doesn't go your way. There is an old Stoic idea that says, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. If we wish to be strong, calm, and independent, then we must practice it, especially when it's hardest. Not once, not twice, but every day. Because emotions don't stop. Life doesn't get easier, but we get stronger. And in time, you will notice something. The things that once disturbed you begin to lose their power. You stop waiting for apologies. You stop fearing endings. You stop explaining your worth. Because you've trained yourself to stand alone, not bitter, not cold, but quietly powerful. This is not arrogance. This is dignity. This is knowing your peace is too expensive to give away. Now, some may say this is unnatural. That humans are meant to feel deeply, to attach, to depend. That detachment is emptiness. But this is a misunderstanding. We don't detach to stop loving. We detach so that we can love without losing ourselves. We detach so we can see clearly. Because only when our emotions are quiet can we hear our own voice, not the noise of fear, not the echoes of the past, but the truth. And this truth is simple. We don't need to react to be alive. We don't need others to tell us who we are. We don't need chaos to feel something. We are enough, here and now, without chasing, without begging, without proving. And when we finally stop looking for peace outside, we find it inside. Emotional independence is not an end goal. It is a way of living. It's a mindset. A quiet strength that walks with you, no matter where life takes you. And just like a muscle, it grows through repetition. Some days, you will fall. You will overreact. You will depend. But that's not failure. That's training. And every time you get up, you become a little more unshakable. So, let us begin this daily discipline to train our emotions, to reclaim our power, to become calm not by accident, but by choice. Because in a world that constantly pulls at our emotions, the one who remains steady is truly free. The unshakable calm walking through fire without flinching. There comes a time in life when the storm will not wait for you to be ready. It will arrive unannounced, it will test you, and it will not care how much pain you're already carrying. In these moments, most people break. They panic. They cry out for help that never arrives. But there are a few, just a few, who remain calm, still, composed. Like mountains surrounded by lightning, they do not move. This is not because they are heartless. It is because they have trained themselves to be unshakable. Emotional control is not natural. It is forged. It is created through practice, pain, and relentless inner work. No one is born with it, but all of us are capable of learning it. The Stoics knew this. They didn't talk about being fearless, they talked about being prepared. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Think about that. How much of our anxiety, our pain, our breakdowns are not from what is happening, but from what we fear might happen. You can walk through fire when your mind stops feeding the flames. Emotional pain becomes unbearable only when we attach to it, when we believe that it defines us, when we replay it in our heads again and again, hoping it will change. But what if we accepted the fire instead of fighting it? What if, instead of reacting, we simply observed? That is the beginning of true strength. To feel the heat and still think clearly. To be broken and still act with dignity. We are not slaves to our emotions. We are not prisoners of heartbreak, anger, or fear. We are the ones who either feed the fire or let it burn out. The moment you stop reacting to every word, every action, every disappointment, you begin to regain control of your life. The world will never stop testing you. People will never stop disappointing you. But your reaction? That's your kingdom. That's your power. Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." A man who had every reason to rage, to complain, to cry, and yet he chose stillness. This is not weakness. It's the highest form of discipline. And it is available to every one of us if we are willing to train for it. Training doesn't mean sitting quietly and pretending to be okay. It means watching your own thoughts. It means questioning your impulses. It means learning to pause before you respond. This is not easy, but it's how you build a mind that no chaos can shake. Let people misunderstand you. Let them walk away. Let things fall apart. Let silence fill the room where laughter once lived. You are not here to control everything. You are here to master yourself. Real strength is quiet. It doesn't need to prove itself. It doesn't need to shout. It simply endures. It outlasts. Like the stone that holds firm while waves crash against it. This is the goal. This is the kind of strength that no one can take from you. Every time you resist the urge to argue, you build power. Every time you choose patience over panic, you build peace. Every time you feel hurt but respond with wisdom, you build character. And little by little, this becomes who you are. Not someone pretending to be calm, but someone who truly is. Think of all the moments in your past where your reaction made things worse. The arguments that lasted days because of one careless word. The sleepless nights caused by a single memory. The opportunities lost because you couldn't control one outburst. All of it could have been different if you had been still inside. But don't use this to beat yourself up. Use it as fuel. Use it as the reason to become better. A storm is coming. Not just once, but again and again in your life. And you cannot stop the rain, but you can build shelter. You can be that shelter. For yourself. For others. But only if you choose to rise above your emotions, not drown in them. Detachment is not giving up. It is giving into the truth. The truth that you cannot control others. You cannot force outcomes. You cannot demand life to be fair. But you can control your attitude. You can control your words. You can control how much space you give to things that do not deserve to stay in your mind. There is something deeply powerful about a person who walks through pain without letting it twist their spirit. Not because they are numb, but because they are awake. They see pain for what it is, a passing visitor, not a permanent resident. They feel it, but do not kneel to it. You can become that person. It will take time. You will fall. But every time you rise again without bitterness, you grow stronger. Every time you act with integrity when you have every excuse not to, you become wiser. And one day, you will look back at the fire you walked through and realize it didn't burn you. It revealed you. Do not fear being alone. Do not fear silence. Do not fear the world turning its back. These are not curses. These are invitations to turn inward, to find peace not in what you have, but in who you are, and who you are becoming. The world does not need louder people. It needs calmer ones. People who do not fall apart when things go wrong. People who can lead with peace. People who carry storms inside them, and yet walk as if the sky is clear. Be that person. You can. All it takes is one breath held just a little longer. One reaction paused. One emotion understood instead of obeyed. And from that, the fire within you becomes light. Not to destroy, but to guide. Stay silent. Stay calm. Stay free. That is the way of the unshakable.